So I got a question for how to satin stitch this letters like it. And a lot of times, those of us who know how to use it get lost in the weeds of we think this is simple. But for somebody just starting out, it's not simple. It's just starting out, it can be very hard. And you hear talk of rungs and rails, and these are lines. So if these are lines, if these lines can be rails, then all I have to do is add some rungs, and I should be able to get it to work. And it obviously it doesn't work that way. So I'm going to stitch this out as a satin stitch real quick. And it's one of those things to where if I get asked by one person how to do this, there's 20 people that are also wondering how to do this that aren't asking. So I'm going to put this out for everybody. I'm also going to post edit my audio differently, and hopefully it'll be better going forward. I have an idea on that, and hopefully it'll be better. So this will be a nice quick little test on my audio post processing and to see if that works. So in order to get this to stitch as a satin stitch, you have to think of each individual line or segment as a separate entity. And then you have to turn each separate entity into its own separate satin stitch. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. The easiest way to turn this into a satin stitch is all I'm going to do is I'm going to trace over this, but I'm going to separate each separate segment into its own individual thing. Just like so. And then we're going to let Inkstitch figure out how it wants to run the satin stitch underlay. That's going to be the easiest way to do it. Now right here on the top, I'm going to the middle, a little bit to the right of middle, and then when I bring the other one down, it's going to go a little bit to the left of that to make sure it all ties in. You want all your satins to touch each other for that auto route satin to work. So I've got that done. I'm going to go into the image, and I'm going to turn the image opacity down just a little bit so I can see a little bit better what I'm actually doing over the top. Now that we've done that, now we can draw some rungs. There's where your rails and rungs come in. So just like that, we have one satin stitch, and we're going to combine all of these paths that we just made with Control K, extensions, Inkstitch, params. Once in params, we're going to select satin stitch and custom satin column. So there's our first satin column. Looks a lot like the one we had, right? Yeah. Hit apply and quit. So now I'm going to do another one. I'm going to start this one right about here. Make sure you start inside of the one you've already made. And we're going to trace this one on up around. Basically just doing the same thing. Each leg of a letter is its own separate satin. And then on the other side, we actually want to start down in here so that it doesn't look weird and then come out. Otherwise, you have a great big turn where it's trying to fill that in. I guess that wouldn't hurt. That one wouldn't be too bad, I guess. It's one of those where you just try it out, and if you don't like it, you can change it. It's kind of like Bob Ross said, no There are no accidents. There's no mistakes, just happy accidents. And we'll do the same thing on this side. And then we're going to make our rungs. Okay. So then we're going to combine all of those paths we just made. Inkstitch params. Satin column, custom satin column. That looks very good. Very good. Okay, I'm going to make it look just a little bit better because I'm going to select all on that rung, and I'm going to push shift to get that rung and select all again. So now I have both rails selected, each node, every node of both rails. And I'm going to select that, make selected nodes symmetric, and that will help. Okay, going on. We're almost done. So right here, I'm going to come down with this one, and it doesn't matter what direction you're going because we're going to auto route anyway. So we're going to come all the way down, very close, the little overlap matching that, and then we're going to jump across. And then now we're going to go down. Straight down, skip that one there. And I'm actually going to curve this a little bit, but I'm going to stop right there. And then we're going to go back up. Pick up right where we left off. Come down on this side. And then we'll stop right there. Put our rungs in. Something like that, and that. And nope. And get rid of that and that. And then we're going to combine everything that we just did. Make sure it's not previously done. Okay. And then Control K, extensions, Inkstitch, params, satin column, custom satin column. And there's our next one. Nice. Apply and quit. And then we're going to come down here. We're going to make this one coming up. Something like that to a point. And then we're going to come inside of here just a little bit. Something like that. I'm going to take a little bit of that sharpness off. And then throw a rung in there, throw a rung in there. Start straightening it out a little bit at a time. And we should be good. Control K, extensions, Inkstitch params. And satin column, custom satin column. Let's see what it looks like. Not too bad. All right, not bad. Apply and quit. And we got one more. We got that cross member right there. And I'm actually going to do this without rungs. You can do it if you can do a satin stitch without rungs if your nodes match. So we're going to make one across here. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to drag that up. And we're not going to worry too much about the slant in there. It'll look a little bit different, but not much. And then we're going to combine those two. Extensions, Inkstitch params. Satin column, custom satin column. There's our satin column. Apply and quit. Now's a good time to decide, depending on the size you're doing. I don't even know what size this is. I just imported it like it is. So let's see what size this is. We're about 4.5 inches tall. We're about about 1.5 inches wide. So we should have some kind of an underlay, not too much. Center run or an outline, either one. I must select all of the satin stitches that we made. Go into extensions, Inkstitch params. And then I think for something this size, those are pretty narrow. They're not real wide. I'm just going to do a center run and apply and quit. And now that they're all still selected, with them all still selected, I'm going to go to Inkstitch Tools Satin, Auto Route Satin Columns, hit apply. Hit close. I'm going to delete the image. I'm going to select the auto route, and we're going to visualize. And there is our visual satin stitch of the letter that we just made. I'm going to hit realistic button right there. And there's our realistic preview. So pretty good. Didn't take long. So far I'm at 10 minutes. So what, about 6 minutes to do that and explaining it too. So not too bad. I'm going to take a quick snap of that. Save. And then I'll send this particular letter back to you, and you see how it's done. I didn't use the original image that you sent me at all, other than to trace it. And just remember to keep each segment of each letter, make it separate, and then after you make all of your separate segments of a letter, put them all together, it should come out looking like a letter, just like this. So hope that helps. And if anybody else had that same question, you've seen it happen now. And again, I'm going to test my audio. Please let me know in the comments below if my audio is better. And as always, until next time, thanks for watching.